What's shaking, everybody? If you don't know already, I'm Seda Brees, and this is Seda Brees Gaming. Now, as you can see by the video's title, this is going to be an in-depth game review of Hogwarts Legacy. So let's jump right into it. Now, I will say this, if you are just getting the game and you can't decide on the house you want to be in, or you've taken the Wizarding World quiz and you don't like your house, you do have the option to change it, or you can have multiple game saves for each house. So now that that's out the way, let's just jump right into this review. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is movement. So when I'm playing a new game, the first thing I look at is the character's movement. How do they look when walking, running, and traveling? Is the movement stiff or smooth? Well, one thing I can say about this game is out of all the games I've played, this is probably one of the best when it comes down to movement and the fluidity of the movement of the character. When the character's walking, it looks realistic and natural. The running does not look bad at all. And the flying is probably one of the best parts of this game because of how smooth it is, the way you can change speeds with the controls, and just the ability to fly at different speeds and to see the details in when you're flying. It's amazing. And that leads me into my next topic, the graphics. Now, I play a lot of different video games, and 3/4 of them have amazing graphics. So my expectations for this game were high, especially for how the game looks, not just how it's played. For example, probably one of the best games graphically and gameplay wise I've ever played is Red Dead Redemption 2. And this compares.
This way. The measles are over here.
Oh, couple of Neasel whiskers ought to get me a few canuts at least. Enough to buy something from Honeydukes. Stupid thing. Oh.
What in Merlin's name are you doing?
Tuss peculiar Poppy. Worried about a worthless little rodent?
Her name is Persephone!
Her name is Persephone!
That's really not funny.
Let's go.
I gotta give credit where it's due. The graphics for this game look amazing. And so are the side quests. Once you start exploring inside and outside of Hogwarts, you'll start to realize there are so many things to do, including helping strangers with different missions. It reminds me of the stranger missions from Red Dead Redemption and even GTA 5 when you're riding around on the map and a blue dot pops up. So you know it's an opportunity. And this is pretty much an example of that. You see that purple circle, and once you get close enough in it, it activates a fight, and you got to put in work, but you can earn resources that you will need to boost your character and their gear along the way. Now, mind you, there are going to be some of these fights that are for main story quests, but some of these and a lot of them are for side quests. Like, you can get lost in doing these. But the crazy thing is, there's so many things in this game to get lost in. Like, look at the map size. I've currently only unlocked a fraction of the map, but look at some of these destinations in a way, there are so many places to explore, build, and customize. Okay, but I'm not gonna give away all the goods of the game because I want y'all to be able to experience it for yourself. Now, one hint I will give you is everywhere you go, Revelio. Okay, look at that. That's what you need to do everywhere you go, so you can figure out what things are interactable. And that leads me to talking about the open world adventures. All the opportunities to harvest, explore, collect resources, fight and battle, build your skills and your proficiency with your spells. I mean, there's so many different things you can do in this game. Like, it reminds me of being able to like go roaming on Red Dead Redemption 2, but also to like explore and battle people like on GTA 5. But it has its own entire vibe because like you can catch little creatures and you can rescue them and put them in like their little own separate home inside of your like special secret room. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like, look at this. I love it. I love it.
Professor Howard will never believe this.
And as you can see, even though I'm doing open world adventures where I'm just running through the open world, exploring and having fun, I'm still completing main quests. And I'm still completing side quests. Because as long as you check your menu to see your progress on different things, you'll probably be completing more than you think throughout the game if you take your time and just explore the map before even really getting into doing too much of the story or too many side quests, because you're going to be completing them along the way without even knowing it. However, because there's so much to do in game, it's so easy to get lost in the little things that aren't really the little things, but they matter so much. And this is one of them. You know, sometimes the beauty of this game can overwhelm you, and all the things that you can do in game can overwhelm you. And so you kind of forget about the main story missions. Now, yes, some main story missions you have to complete before you can even get to exploring and roaming certain parts of the map. However, once you're able to leave Hogwarts, I recommend just go around and go to every part of the map that you can access currently, and then go back and do another quest to unlock the parts of the map that you haven't unlocked yet. Now, I've heard a lot of people have different opinions on the replayability of the game simply because of how repetitive some of the missions are and some of the side quests. But honestly, I feel like if you're open-minded about it, it's not really repetitive. Maybe the introduction to each quest may be repetitive, but like this right here, there was nothing repetitive about this. I was so confused. It took me so long to do this one part. You feel me? But there's so much you can do and so much to appreciate, including the in-game combat.
These rocks have seen better days.
Now remember, I told you you can roam around and you can revelio, and it's going to reveal what you need to see that's important. Well, here is showing these poachers. And if you know from RDR2, it was similar situations where, you know, you run across people hunting or poaching and you got to handle business. And so this right here is one of those times. And this is where I get to showcase the combat. A lot of people complain about button mashing games, but guess what? This is not one of them, okay? First of all, look at the creatures that you have to fight. So you know you're not just finna be button mashing them, because there is so much that you have to do in the complexity of learning your spells, upgrading your gear and equipment, and managing your spell sets, because you can have multiple spell sets once you've unlocked that extra ability. Now, as you can see, I was struggling here, because one, I have a huge fear of spiders, so I did not expect this at all. Like, I forgot the fact that, like, they would even be included in game. Like, that threw me off, and like, they be popping up out of nowhere. As you can see, there's a little baby one to the side, but look at that, done turned that one to a baby one and stomped on it, you dig? And then this one got a little feisty. And so as you can see, if you don't really know the specific way to beat them, it's going to be a harder fight. And so I'm going to give you a major tip. Just use your field guide and study. It will teach you everything you need to know about defeating any enemy you will face in game. And that leads us into the last, but nowhere near least important topic, customization. In this game, you have the ability to customize not only your character and your clothes and the gear appearance, you also have the ability to customize your spell sets, which is in the bottom right corner. Now, these spell sets, depending on how many you have, can come in handy for different situations because you can change which spell goes where for what button and for what use. So here I have 2 red spells, 1 purple spell, and 1 yellow spell. Of course, each spell has their own name, and the more spells you unlock and the more spell sets that you have gives you the ability to have more freedom to mix and match what spells you have in each set. And in most games, the clothes really don't weigh a lot of importance, but in this game, the clothes matter a lot because each item that you unlock, each item that you find, each item that you buy to wear actually has different capabilities and abilities. You can not only rank up your items of clothing, but you can actually customize them in your room of requirement. And if you do decide to get this game and play it, you'll know what I mean. I don't want to give away too many in-game secrets. And remember in the beginning of the video when I told you you can have multiple game saves if you can't decide what house you want to be in? Well, here's a look at the character customization. So if you wanted to have more than one character, you can have a diverse set of different characters. Now, on the more technical side of things, the one issue I have with the customization is the sliders. It's so many options that it's easy to scroll past one, but overall, it's amazing. And before you go, here are some important game tips that you need to know. You can take the official Hogwarts sorting quiz on wizardingworld.com, and I recommend doing this before you start playing the game. Customizing your spell sets and upgrading your gear will make your enemies easier to defeat and the game easier to beat. Each color of the spells matches the enemy's shields they will be used to defeat. And yes, you can have more than one broom. However, broom updates are expensive. And keep in mind, not everything is as it seems, but be prepared for many in-game surprises. And if you stuck with me this far, thank you so much. Stay tuned for more in-depth game reviews, full game walkthroughs, let's play series, game tutorials, and so much more. And again, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned to Seda Brees Gaming for all new content dropping back to back to